Coming up Saturday, March 30th, Romero is going to take on Cruz and defend his WBA junior welterweight title in a fight with two men who have contrasting styles, personalities, and it could end up being a barn burner of a fight. Let's talk about Romero Cruz. In a promotional event that could easily be considered and dubbed Desperado, Romero is going to take on Cruz and defend his WBA super lightweight title Saturday, March 30th. Amazon Prime pay-per-view in that network's first boxing event. Desperado, the meaning, when you're talking about these two men, bringing them together for a fight, for a title, a desperate or reckless person, especially a criminal. Now, I'm not calling these two delinquents, but what I am referring to is these men are willing to steal the shine and a slither of spotlight for themselves in the sport of boxing. So Desperado may apply accordingly. In this case of Romero, he's a fighter that has been on the scene ever since his challenge of Tank Davis, in which he lost to Tank Davis. In 6 rounds, he was stopped. He has been in the media eye ever since. One, because of his engaging personality and the sound bites that he brings forth. 2, because he has a little bit of charisma in the event of Cruz, who has pretty much done the same off of a fight and challenge against Tank Davis. He comes into the sport now looking to become a champion against someone like Romero, and he's bringing his record of 25-2 with 1 draw and 17 KOs. He's an aggressive, crowding slugger. He'll get in your chest. Because he's tight with his defense, he's 5'4" with a 63-inch reach, and they call him Pitbull, but he fights out of a crouch and he keeps his hands tight and he springs into his opponents. Allegedly, Davis had a hand problem when they fought, so he was basically fighting a duration of the match with one hand. But Pitbull was still on top of Davis throughout that fight. And in his particular fight, Romero was being aggressive with Tank until he was timed coming in and caught one heck of a counter left that ended his night. But Rolando is a physical fighter with plenty of roughhouse tactics, and he is an agitator. He will get under your skin. He's the type of fighter that comes in physically. He's 28 years of age. He's an orthodox fighter with 5'8" with a 68-inch reach. The way he fights, he throws everything hard. So when you look at his punches, he's very strong, but he's not fluid, and he's very tense. That means there's a great chance for him to get fatigued. And against a fighter like Pitbull, you don't want to get fatigued because he's going to consistently bring pressure. And in this fight, He's gonna need to back Rolly up, be on top of him, get him near the ropes where he can get off his shots more successful. He needs to be on top of him at all times. Now Rolly, who doesn't fight well off of the back foot, may be susceptible to this. If he keeps the fight in the center of the ring, then he will nullify some of the advantages that Pitbull will have by putting him near the ropes. But this is going to be tactical. The fighter who is able to utilize his ring IQ and serve whatever his game plan may be to his best interest, he's going to have that advantage. Rolly likes to throw those shots hard, like I said, timing shots. He tries to drill an opponent. And what he may want to try to do is to walk Pitbull into shots, catch him coming in from various angles, utilizing punches from various angles, uppercuts, jabs, straight right hands, and hooking shots, but not leading with any of the short shots, leading with the extended shots, the jabs, the straight right hands. The reason that establishes distance, keeping Pitbull on the outside, making him reset, regather himself, and to prepare him to run into something else when in the event he gets beyond that point. Overall, I think this is going to be a knockdown drag out, and I can see Pitbull having some tremendous advantages in this fight. Rolly is not the most well-versed ring IQ fighter in boxing, but he is a guy who is going to try things. He'll get wild sometimes. He'll even throw Pitbull to the floor if he gets away with the opportunity to do so. So Pitbull is going to have to be mindful of those type of tactics as well coming into this fight. There's something else to look at when you think about these two men coming together. Rolly can leave himself wide open at times. When he's throwing those power shots, he can be countered, and that's how Tank was able to catch him. And when you get countered off of throwing powerful, wild shots, that can hurt you more than anything, because sometimes you don't see that shot that's coming right back at you. So those advantages are there if Pitbull can implement counter shots as he closes the distance. Overall, I expect it to be a knockdown, drag-out affair, and I favor Rolando Romero, but Pitbull has a chance. This is probably a 55-45 fight, not quite 50-50, but overall and still it should be engaging. And I think that the fans are going to be the ones who are most entertained by the action in this match. Even still, with everything to come about, tune in to see what will happen. At the end of the day, the man who has his hand raised will be in the sweepstakes for bigger fights down the line against the likes of Subriel Matias, Teofimo Lopez, and Devin Haney. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, the third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Let me know who you think may prevail when you're talking about the Desperados. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.